Here's how I cook my steak. Yep, that's a steak in a bag, in a tub of water. It sounds gross, but it's actually the most precise and efficient way to cook a steak to the exact doneness you want. And once you've had a steak cooked like this, there's no going back. This way of cooking is called sous vide, and it literally means under vacuum in French. It describes a method that involves sealing or vacuuming the air out of food in a plastic bag, then letting it bathe in temperature-controlled water. Sous vide cooking seals the food's flavors, so nothing is lost to direct heat or evaporation. And the precise temperature means you can cook any food to its perfect temperature for a long period of time.
There comes a moment when, technology that's used by professionals starts to tip and it creates like consumer goods out of the same sort of technology. And I think it's going to be the year of sous vide. The fried chicken here at Wayfair Tavern, because it's sous vide when it comes up on the line, takes about 4 minutes to cook, which is the reason that we can do about 160 orders a day, and it's perfect every single time. Now it's starting to kind of carry over into the home, which I think is super exciting, because it's really just a new era of slow cooking, but you don't need the slow cooker anymore. If you think there's too much tech in the kitchen now, wait till you see like the real kitchen of the future, which I think is less than a decade away.
Here's what you need to cook sous vide. An immersion circulator, like one of these, a large vessel, like a pot or container, gallon-sized freezer bags, and a cast iron pan. To cook this ribeye medium rare, we're going to set the Joule immersion circulator to 129 degrees. But there are other immersion circulators.
There's nothing like a 145-degree water bath after a long day. How you feeling, Nomi?
Just living sous vide loca, baby. Sous vide loca.
The Nomiku and Innova can also be controlled with an app. But if you'd rather control the temperature on the device, you can do that too. So you don't have to rely on your phone. But back to the steak. The steak goes into the freezer bag along with salt, pepper, olive oil, garlic, and a thyme sprig. The only problem is that there's a lot of air in this bag, so we'll have to remove it by dropping it into the water and letting the pressure from the water push the air out. Science! After 45 minutes, the steak is almost ready. It just needs that crunchy, seared outer crust. Crank up the heat on the cast iron pan, add a little butter or olive oil, and add that steak. Once you get a nice, crusty exterior, it's time to dig in. In the end, what you get is a perfect medium rare steak that's pink throughout and not just in the very center. There are a lot more ways to cook sous vide, but my favorite is getting that restaurant steak without ever leaving my house.